Yo, what is up, guys? It is Bread here, and today I'm here to discuss with you guys about the Blight. He is one of my favorite killers to play as. I love playing against him, but I know a lot of survivors do not feel the same way. Currently, Blight is the second best killer in the game, and for good reason. He is super oppressive in chase, he has insane map mobility, he can pressure a lot of survivors at once, and that needs to be addressed. So I know I just said that he's super oppressive and has insane map pressure, but that's because of his add-ons. Base Kit Blight is a solid A tier killer that has good map mobility and a decent chasing power, but he only becomes stronger when you add his strong add-ons, which I think is his main issue currently. I also just want to quickly talk about all of Blight's techs. This includes the Hug Tech, Moonrush V1, whatever new tech they come up with or discover. But currently, I don't think any of these should be removed. This adds a very unique way to chase a survivor, gives you a lot of opportunities, but not only does it give you, the killer, a lot of opportunities, this gives the survivor a lot of opportunities to counter and to outplay you. When a good survivor sees you're going for a hug tech, for example, they will leave the loop, making your hug tech practically useless. A lot of survivors say that his techs do not have any counterplay, but if you are a Blight player, you have seen good survivors outplay you at different loops and tiles, and it's honestly just a skill matchup on whoever can outplay the other person and who has the better knowledge on the Blight techs. Also, I would just like to quickly mention behavior. What happened to my space Blight, huh? Where did it go? It wasn't OP. It was a super fun, wacky thing that you could do. And the survivors loved to see it, but you didn't. So you removed it, and I will never forgive you for deleting my space Blight. Anyways, moving on to Blight's add-ons. I think none of his brown add-ons should be changed. They serve their purpose on being either very memey or helping out newer players, which is totally understandable. And I feel the same way towards most of Blight's yellow add-ons. However, I think we should change the Blighted Rat add-on. Currently, this add-on, after every consecutive rush, increases your movement speed by 4%. I think toning this down to 2% will make this add-on be as strong as the other yellow add-ons. It will still probably be more favored than the other ones, but when combined with Blighted Crow, it won't be as strong, which we will get to next. This add-on is the exact same as Blighted Rat, but it gives you 6% movement speed, which I think they should tone it down to 4%. This add-on will line it up to the power of the old Blighted Rat, but with both add-ons combined, this will make it so that it is 6% movement speed for every consecutive rush, which is still honestly a pretty strong and solid option to bring as a Blight player. Next, getting to Compound 21, this add-on, when you bump within 8 meters of a survivor, gives you ore reading on them for 3.5 seconds. This is insanely strong in loops and jungle gyms that have no line of sight, because you can just see the survivor and you can see their every move, and the survivor has no idea what is going on. This makes it so that the survivor has no opportunity for mind games, and I think toning this down to 2 seconds makes it more reasonable and makes it a more balanced add-on, but still pretty strong. Next is when we start getting to the juicy stuff. We get to the Adrenal vial, an insane add-on. This add-on is basically a budget add-on of all of Blight's super strong add-ons put into one. It has increased movement speed, similar to the Blighted Crow and Rat. It recovers your tokens faster, similar to how the Alchemist ring does. And since you recover it super fast, it also acts like a budget compound 33 to where you can lethal rush almost instantly after breaking a pallet. This add-on currently just has way too many upsides for the one small downside. I do get it that this add-on can be very hard to use, especially if you are used to playing Blight without the Adrenaline Vial, because it decreases your turn rate. However, if you are used to it, this add-on is insanely powerful, and that little upside does not mean anything. However, instead of giving this add-on another downside, I think instead we should remove the token regeneration of 1 second per token. This add-on is insane. If you use all 7 rushes, you get your power back in 7 seconds, which is insane. So getting rid of that will make it so that if you use all rushes, it will be 14 seconds, making it very risky and very punishing if you need to use all of your rushes to down a survivor. And I think this will make it a lot more of a harder add-on to use because you will not be given your power as much. The rest of Blight's green add-ons are honestly pretty fine. The Umber Salts is totally fine, really good for controller and newer players. And the Rose Tonic, which is a fun add-on to use, but all in all, isn't really super strong. Next, we get into his purple add-ons, which I think most of them do not need any changes. Summoning Stone, Vigo's Journal, and Soul Chemical all give Blight very unique playstyles, but they're not super strong and oppressive. However, the Alchemist Ring is by far one of Blight's strongest add-ons, especially when combined with anything like speed or any of his iridescent add-ons. Currently, this add-on, when you get a lethal rush hit, it instantly recovers all of your tokens back, which makes it so that you can rush again, even after hitting a survivor. But I like the idea of rewarding a lethal rush hit, so I like to keep it similar. I think that if you hit a survivor with a lethal rush, it will instantly recharge half of Blight's cooldown. Currently, if you use all 5 rushes, it is a 10-second cooldown, but now with this add-on, it will be 5 seconds. If you were to use 2 rushes, that is 4 seconds. Now it's going to be 2 seconds. This way, it will still be a very strong add-on, but it will give the survivors an opportunity to make it to another loop or get out of a dead zone, and it will make it so that combining it with any other strong add-ons will not make it super oppressive and powerful. Getting into the Iridescent add-on, starting with the Eerie Blight tag. This is a very powerful add-on, especially in the right hands of a good Blight player. I think this add-on needs a downside. Being able to instantly down a survivor with a lethal rush is insanely powerful. It makes it so that you have insane snowball potential. My idea for this add-on is to make it so that if you were to use all 5 rushes, it increases the token regeneration time by 1 second per token. This will make it so that you're not punished if you don't try to go for that insta-down, but if you were to go for that insta-down, you will be punished with a hefty cooldown of 15 seconds. I think this is totally fine, however, because it usually takes around 10-12 seconds to hook a survivor, so by the time they're hooked, you have your power back. This will make it so that you can't just slug all 4 survivors at the very beginning of the game with like Lethal Pursuer and Infectious Fright, which is honestly a very unfun playstyle to go against as a survivor, so I think this is totally fine. And then if you were to combine this with the new Alchemist Ring, it's still not super strong. You'll have a 7.5-second cooldown instead of the 15 seconds. Gives the survivors plenty of time to spread out and play safe against you. Now, moving on to Blight's last add-on is the Compound 33, which is possibly one of his strongest add-ons in the game by far. But I think this add-on relies a lot on the synergies with the other add-ons. So I don't think it needs to be nerfed too crazily. However, I do think we need to remove the hindered effect that this add-on gives. It's very annoying to go against as a survivor, even though it doesn't decrease your movement speed by that much. And the fact that this add-on has 2 effects with no downsides is incredibly insane. Now going into its second effect, which allows you to instantly break a pallet without needing to use a lethal rush attack. This has a very fast cooldown of 1.5 seconds, which I think they just need to buff it up to 2 seconds. This will make it so that you can make it to another loop, and this add-on, originally combined with the old Adrenal vial, is a very strong combo, but if both these changes were to go into effect, then even after the 2-second cooldown of breaking the pallet, you don't get your power back instantly, and it still gives the survivors an opportunity to make it to another loop. But yeah, that's my recommendation on how they should nerf the Blight. If you guys have any suggestions, or if I missed out anything that I should have talked about, leave that in the comments. I would love to read that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.